Hi, my name is Olajide Olagoju, and I'm the author of the book, How to Resolve a Conflict, which I'd like to share with you on the screen in a moment. Okay? How to Resolve a Conflict. And this is the textbook that guides our discussion in this daily lecture series, which is also titled How to Resolve a Conflict. Welcome. And please subscribe to this channel by pressing the red subscribe button. What we do is read from the book, and then we have a discussion. So now we are looking at chapter 9 of the book. It's titled Multi-Track Diplomacy. Multi-Track Diplomacy. And multi-track diplomacy, well, I'll read and then you begin to have an idea. So let me not get out of the bag prematurely. But I begin the chapter with a quote. It is not only one road that leads to the market, unquote. That is a proverb, a Yoruba proverb. By the way, I'm a legal anthropologist. That means I study local practices of conflict resolution. So when you hear me refer to the Yoruba, Igbo, both German practice, Indian practice, like panchayat, Japanese, American, so I study local practice of conflict resolution. That's my area of interest as a legal anthropologist and as an anthropologist. Why legal anthropology? Because legal anthropology enriches my practice as a mediator. It's so enriching looking at how different peoples, different communities engage conflict. I find that very fascinating. And it's been an area of interest for many years, from my days as a doctoral student in anthropology back in Brandeis. And so today I'm using the Yoruba adage or proverb. It is not quote, it is not only one road that leads to the market, unquote. That's pretty clear, and it speaks deeply to the concept of multi-track diplomacy. The idea that we're actually many that are interested in peace and conflict resolution, and we must begin to pull ourselves together, network with one another, so that even if what you are doing doesn't look like peacemaking, you begin to see that actually that business you are doing, you are promoting peace. By being in government, doing good policy, good law, you are promoting peace. Being an educator, a professor, a lecturer, a teacher, at whatever level, teaching kids, teaching adults, getting them more educated, more cultured. You are promoting peace. So that's a little intro into multi-track diplomacy. I'll speak about it and the originators. Except to say that even though I didn't create multi-track diplomacy, it's from kind of was this like the idea that is back of my organization called World Peace Institute, which I set up after just before 9/11, I think, or after. 9/11 was an incredible trauma. And And so just before 9/11, I was a US international visitor, look, visiting various cities and institutions in America. The program was preventive diplomacy and conflict resolution, beautiful program in the summer of 2001. And, going from one city to the other, I saw the peace of America. Don't forget, this is before 9/11, so you may not understand what I'm talking about. Before 9/11, as a visitor to the first time visitor to the USA, I felt a palpable peace. And I saw the connection between that relative peace, of the USA and the various organizations that we were visiting. I saw that many people in each community were doing things mostly as volunteers. Some may be helping women, some may be helping prisoners, helping children. Some may be professional mediators like me, but I several others, and I saw that when you adopt this community of volunteers, you understand the peace of America before 9/11. And I felt that that could become something that you could market or sell to the whole world. So I created the World Peace Institute, which first outing workshop, President Olusegun Obasanjo was gracious to chair in 2004, about the spring of 2004. The idea of the World Peace Institute is to build peace from the ground up. Actually, the motto of vision was local, global peace through local capacity. In other words, we build local capacity in each community to promote peace. Don't forget, not just as mediators, but as a multi-sector approach. So we make everybody in the community know that no matter what you are doing, you are a peace builder. Of course, we then teach them the kind of skills we are learning in this daily lecture series, which they will then commit to teaching others. So we are multiplying skills through trainer workshops, which I expect this one that you are watching to be. I expect you to take this and teach others. Anyway, so we then network all the peacemakers in each community. And not only network them internally in each community, but network them with other networks, other community networks. So at the end of the day, you have a global network of peacemakers, effective conflict promoters and mediators. And the idea is that when we all learn to speak peace with one another, locally and internationally, world peace becomes possible. So local and global peace through local capacity is an idea that I need to go back to and promote more effectively. And I'll be grateful if you contribute. World Peace Institute. But today we're not talking about World Peace Institute. We're talking about its sister, multi-track diplomacy. Let me read a little bit more, and then we'll be having a discussion. So I read rationale. A mediator's success is a function of an acute consciousness of his need for many other people whose work or activity affects the process of conflict resolution. These people may be in government, business, the academia, the grassroots community, non-governmental organizations, other mediators, activists, religion, funding agencies, the arts, media, and communication, etc. The primary task of the mediator is to weave a system of harmonious relationship involving all these interdependent people This essential process in conflict resolution is what is called the multi-track diplomacy, or the multi-sector approach to conflict resolution. Its major components, its major proponents are Ambassador John W. McDonald and Dr. Louise Diamond. Ambassador McDonald graciously wrote in 1999 the review at the back of this book. And he wrote it for the predecessor of this book, and which was titled Conflict Management. Let me continue my reading. When the multi-sector approach is used, the mediator possesses real power to facilitate conflict resolution. Otherwise, it might only be acting ad hoc, which can lead to frustration for the simple reason that he has not won the confidence of others involved in conflict resolution in business, in government, in religion, etc. So you see why I said it's very much like the idea of the World Peace Institute, which I started building in 2001 after my first visit to the US. Peace is not possible anywhere except it is built everywhere. That's another like a motto of World Peace Institute. Forgive me if I'm interchanging, going from multi-track diplomacy to World Peace Institute, because the ideas are so similar, and then definitely I've learned a lot from the idea of multi-track diplomacy by McDonald and Diamond. And if I could just quickly take you back to 9/11, if you don't forgive me, if you don't mind, which mediators don't play the ostrich by just imagining things are not happening. We need to look at them so that we can deal with what the problems are. So my perception of 9/11, is a follow-up to my perception of the USA before 9/11 happened. Don't forget, in the summer, I was a guest of the US government visiting various locations, various cities and institutions. And what occurred to me in the summer of 2001 was that the energy that the US committed to the peace process had dwindled. I might have been wrong, but that was my perception. It was like the US government of the day was telling, giving out the body language signal, that, well, go and take care of yourself. And before then, I think that the USA was very much more committed to the peace process. I mean, when I mean the peace process, I mean to challenge the conflict in the Middle East. And I was deeply concerned. This is June 2001. I was deeply concerned because I felt that you could not, and it was wrong to abandon the peace process. So, and one or two places, I expressed that strong view. You've got to be interested in the peace of the Middle East. I think I was being prophetic, really, because months after expressing my concern, 9/11 happened in the USA. Now, don't forget what I told you about my perception of the USA pre-9/11 when I was visiting as a international visitor. I saw a palpable peace in the US. It seemed to me, as an outsider coming in, that the country was peaceful. You might say relatively peaceful, as I said earlier. But I thought it was peaceful. And I saw the connection between the peace of America and the many thousands of individuals volunteering to work to build community, not just as mediators, but as whatever. I mean, doing one voluntary work of helping children, helping women, helping prisoners, being there where there's a need. So, yeah, that explains it. Anywhere there was a need, I saw people volunteering to help them. And for me, that was the foundation of the Happy Piece of America that I saw. And then 9/11 happened a few months after that. I mean, so you can imagine how that how would affect, you know. And so my theory is that 9/11 probably could have been avoided if the if America continued to export its peace, its relative peace to the world by promoting the peace process, by being at the forefront of mediators of peace in the Middle East at that time. Like if I don't abandon that historical responsibility of promoting peace in the Middle East, which means promoting peace in the world, the peace of America would not have been breached. That's my theory. I think I'm right. That peace is not possible anywhere or not lasting anywhere except it is built everywhere. I am personally committed to building peace everywhere because I know that my peace is tied to your peace. So I want you to be at peace wherever you are in the world, wherever you come from. I want you to be at peace because in your peace is my peace. I think we'll stop there today. Thank you again for joining me to this the lecture series titled How to Resolve a Conflict, which is based on my book, How to Resolve a Conflict, which you can get on any Amazon outlet. Thank you in advance for sending a comment if you have any. Thank you for using the skills you are learning in this lecture series. Thank you for applying them to yourself and to your community and to your work. Thank you. And let's do this again tomorrow in lecture 67. This one is lecture 66. Bye.